Army of the Dead director Zack Snyder shared a new update about his highly anticipated sequel to Netflix's 2021's zombie heist movie. Last March 23, it was officially confirmed that development on the Army of the Dead sequel has been put on hold until he completes work on his upcoming sci-fi epic Rebel Moon movies. Now, Snyder has finally opened up about the delayed project titled Planet of the Dead, teasing that the zombie franchise will get pretty twisted as it goes up. Speaking with Screen Rant, the Man of Steel filmmaker was asked what it was like for him to go back and forth between two Netflix franchises, especially when they're completely different in terms of tone and vibe. "Yeah, and I thought about it a lot. It's funny because I was trying to figure out the cadence and how we would go forward, and whether we're going to do the Army of the Dead sequel and then come back and do another one of these movies if it's desired." Snyder said, "Because Army goes completely nuts. If we were to make another Army movie other than the Matthias arm of Army universe has its own thing happening, but the main trunk gets pretty twisted as it goes up. And then to have these two things, it would be nice, because you could kind of go back and forth between the two." Army of the Dead was directed by Snyder from a screenplay he co-wrote with Shay Hatton and Joby Gerold. The filmmaker is no stranger to the zombie genre, since he first gained recognition with his feature directorial debut Dawn of the Dead in 2004. The Netflix film starred Dave Bautista, Matthias Schweifer, Omari Hardwick, Ella Purnell, Ana de la Reguera, Theo Rossi, Hiroyuki Sanada, Tig Notaro, and more. Following its streaming debut, it became one of the streamer's most watched original movies, with more than 72 million households viewing it within its first 4 weeks of release. Before Army of the Dead had even made its Netflix debut, the streamer had already greenlit 2 projects within the world of the zombie franchise. The first one was a prequel spin-off Army of Thieves, which centered around Schweifer's The Origins of the fan-favorite character Dieter. Besides Army of Thieves, Netflix had also granted a series order to the prequel anime series titled Army of the Dead, Las Vegas, which is expected to center around the first days of the zombie outbreak. Like the sequel, production on Las Vegas has also been put on hold. The anime is expected to feature the voice of Bautista, as he will reprise his role as Scott Ward. According to Snyder, the project would have also set up the events for Army of the Dead 2's storyline. "I know exactly what the sequel will be. I already have that figured out," Snyder revealed. "When you see the animated series, you'll understand in some ways where the sequel will go. The answer is that yes, the scale of the movie would inevitably increase." Army of the Dead is available for streaming on Netflix.